put his mind and effort and expertise to running his transport business fantastically well. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Daryl along.
In 2008, when I moved here, we had 4 trucks, and that photo there in the background, so we're now at 37. Today's briefing is about our monitoring of EBS. When you're a locked unit from a semi, if the back half falls over, takes the front with it, and that's where you can injure your operator. Back pre-2016, rollos were very common in this area. EBS stands for electronic braking systems. What it does is there's a black box in your trailer that senses G-forces. You start going around a corner too much and it senses that it's pulling a few G's. It starts sending mini pulses out to your wheel ends. But as soon as one wheel slows down slightly, it goes, well, that wheel's off the ground because the ground's going down while we're driving it. And so as soon as it senses that, bang, it pulls the brakes on and creates a stage 2 intervention. And that's pretty much, that's your last offence before you're about to roll over. And anyway, one day I was driving an excavator in the yard, and I just watched one of our trucks come down the road, and he just came down and slammed the brakes on at the last minute to pull into the gateway. And I thought, that's just so severe braking. And I went over and asked him why he did that, and he didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I thought, that's how I drive all the time. So I thought, well, these EBS systems, they got all this information in it. They store the whole lot, and so why not let's download them and see what's in it. Drivers for a start hated them. Drivers would tell our mechanics, don't plug those wheel sensors in, then it won't work. I've pulled a driver up for unplugging it, and then later on we looked into the same truck, and he had taken the wires out of the plug so that I couldn't see it was unplugged.
I just wonder, Daryl, before we share the gold of the next slide, do we want to maybe do our quick poll just to see what the audience is thinking?
Sure.
Do you have data to separate your best drivers from us? Do you know who that? Do you know who's driving well and driving poorly, regardless whether it's from EBS, telematics?
Any surprise in that, Daryl?
Not at all. Not at all. This is hey, trust me, this is it's no small task to do what we're doing. I'm just really lucky that I've got a great group of enthusiastic people around me. If
you could travel back in time and talk to the Daryl from 2017 or wherever it was, what would you tell yourself?
Instead of going back and saying, right, the forest company said we've got to go and do this, be more engaged and just go, guys, I think it's going to be really exciting that we're going to do these to our trailers, you know. And we run an average. The blue line's the average. We run the best driver at the bottom, and then we run the worst. And then we have a talk to this person. It's not, we don't get them in here and say, mate, you need to improve. Like we get them in and we say, just thought it's worth showing you where you used it against the rest of the fleet and how hard you use the brakes. And most of them never have any idea. And one scenario was I got this guy one day, and I said, look, I think you should just see where you're sitting here. And he just went, wow, I had no idea. He goes, I'll fix that tomorrow. He hardly lost any time on his loads per day. He does 4 loads per day, but got out of the truck each night feeling so much fresher. Massive win for us straight away right there. And he stayed like that forever.
And we look forward to seeing you all next month.
Thanks very much, everyone.